What's good, sports gamers? And today I'll be going over with you the top tips and tricks you should know in NBA 2K25. I'm Chris from Sports Gamers Online, and alright, let's get it. You can mess with your user on-ball defender, giving the illusion the screen is being set up one way when it's the other by coming from the opposite side. It usually works by having them go across the on-ball defender's body. So if they're coming from the left, the defender will think screen left. But if you select them to screen the opposite way, they will cross the defender's body and more than likely cause them to jump to the middle, thinking the screen is coming that way. To gain a speed boost in the backcourt coming up the court, by throwing the ball ahead of you, you first hold RT or R2 on your controller and then flick the right stick up. Just make sure there aren't any defenders waiting directly in front of you or the ball will bounce right off of their foot for a potential turnover. Pick and rolls are highly effective, but everyone knows the typical setup. So you can help yourself out by doing pick and rolls a lot faster than your opponent realizes. By constantly shortening the distance the screen guy takes to get there as soon as one of your players catches the ball. Knowing holding L1 or LB forces whoever is closest between the power forward or center come screen for you can make this extremely fast. So as soon as you catch a ball on the perimeter, simply hold LB or L1, and if they're already close to you, can have you transitioning into a pick and roll before your opponent even knows what is happening. A new feature I want you to play with in NBA 2K25 is shot and layup timing profiles. These settings allow you to customize how much you want you nailing your shot timing, affecting the success of your shot. You can select profiles with more flexibility on earlier lay shots, or opt for a higher risk setting where only perfect timed jump shots are guaranteed to green. NBA 2K25 wants you to get used to shooting with the right stick by flicking the right stick down, then up in unison with your player's jumper, and you will receive a bigger shooting boost than using the button. So get used to shooting this way as there are big benefits to it. I'll admit it is a bit awkward at first as sometimes you'll flick the right stick up and then down, but then he'll do a little breakdown dribble. But the more you practice, the more it will become natural to you. When you come up the court, stay aware of the nearest user defender so you can avoid getting the ball stolen by them. People like to rush your ball hand side and have you run straight into them for a steal. So stay aware of these traps so when these traps happen, you're already ready to avoid it with a between the legs, behind the back, or a simple pass to get away from them. When passing the ball, if you aren't pass leading at least 90% of the time, you're missing out. Pass leading allows you to redirect the player into space and better scoring opportunities. To pass lead your passes, hit RB or R1 on your controller to bring up your icons, and then aim the left stick in the direction you want to throw the ball, and he will move in the direction you told him towards the ball, whether it be backwards, to the side, or forward. This can force players to the hoop if you notice the paint is open or away from traffic, throwing it behind them. Pass leading should be an important part of your game. Before you even think about throwing a pass, quickly glance in that target's immediate area for any defenders possibly lurking, especially user defenders, to intercept your pass. In 1v1 modes, it's easy to see who the user defender is by looking to see what defender is lit up underneath. If a human defender is near your intended target, they're probably waiting for you to throw it to intercept it. Human players are really good at predicting and closing down passing lanes. So if you see your opponent hovering near your target, you're better off moving elsewhere. By holding the triangle or Y button on your controller and aiming the left stick at your target, you will tell that player to cut to the basket. This takes advantage of opponents trying to play the passing lanes and trying to steal the ball from you. Be careful though, because the game forces you to throw this pass very quickly, so make sure you have the angle to do so. On inbound plays, you can bait your opponent to move out the way and open up a cut to the basket chance by starting out near half court. In 2K, the goal is to get perfect timing on your jump shots to make it. But with shot and layup timing profiles, you can alter how strict that is, but the point largely remains true. And with your shot timing visual cue, you can decide when in that player's jumper do you want that green window to be. Do you want to release the button or stick right when they jump, when they reach the top of their shot, when they move the ball forward, or on the release? And depending on what you select just fits into the player's jumper already. So a Jrue Holiday jump release will still be much faster than a Jokic, for example. By holding your right stick up, you will trigger a player's go-to move, which features an assortment of dribble combinations that players use to create a shot for themselves in real life. Now, you're not locked into shooting a jumper with them. You're able to drive out of them during different parts of the animation and of course shoot. So try these out for yourself to get an open shot for you. Utilizing the go-to shots out of a triple threat can get you space immediately driving to the hoop if their animation goes forward. Like Kevin Durant, for example, making it impossible to guard him with a human. Another sneaky way to get yourself a quick shot at the hoop coming up the court is to call for a pick and roll towards the sidelines. By holding L1 or LB, or hit L1 or LB and then hold the player's icon. And here you want to make sure their up and down arrow is pointing towards the sidelines. And if done correctly, you can screen your guy quickly to get a clear lane to the hoop before your opponent realizes what's going on. To avoid contact and get a layup up as quickly as possible, you're going to want to use quick scoop layups. This should be a crucial part of your offense when attacking the basket. It's highly effective due to its speed, and to do it, you simply move the right stick to the left or right. If you have a slight step on a defender, actually aiming with the hand closest to the defender can actually box them out and give you an open shot with your quick scoop layup. One easy way to gain an advantage quickly on a fast break is bringing it up with your rebounder, if they can dribble past a second grade level, that is. Just think, when you pass it immediately after a rebound, they usually become the last guy up the court. If you bring it up with Jokic, for example, you have 5 guys all flying up the court, forcing the defense to match up with all 5. And with opponents' tendencies to try and intercept passes, or more than likely try and steal the ball from you, there will be opportunities to score here. Another way to look at the fast break is after a shot close to the rim and you secure the rebound, hit R1 and then L1 or RB and then LB to pass to the guy closest to the opposite rim, which will be the guy furthest from the play. This is beneficial whenever you get a quick change of possession, eliminating that half second it takes for you to look at the icon and press it, and instead with these 2 buttons you're launching it the furthest you can. When you miss a shot, you can play a quick deep safety by hitting RB or R1 and then LB or L1 to switch to your defender closest to the basket, allowing you to better defend any long-range passes down the court that are a threat. When you drive into the paint going sideways, a good move to use is the step back jumper, which you perform by aiming your right stick straight down or down into the side you're driving towards. This creates instant space so that a human defender won't be able to match back up in time. Capitalize on missed shots by attempting a putback dunk or layup. After securing an offensive rebound, quickly tap the square or X button on your controller to go right back up with it after the rebound. If you're in a bad matchup and your opponent is likely to score very soon, you're gonna want to hold the square or X button to have your player commit an intentional foul and stop the play. NBA 2K25 lets you quickly access your favorite plays on the court by pressing left on your D-pad and then cycling through the pages. And you set up your favorite plays in your game plan, then offensive settings, and then going down to play selection. You will have a max of 16 plays to access, and you can change these to make your best plays quickly accessible coming up the court. Don't try and go straight up to the rebounder and steal it, as you will be called for a transition take foul and send your opponent to the free throw line. Your best bet is hoping they run straight into your body for an easy bump steal. When you select a play to run, you don't have to follow the play to a T. I love that you're able to freelance a bit without breaking the design of the play initially. This play, OKC Fist 14 swing short, is a 5-out look, so I know if I come up with Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm gonna have a clear lane to the hoop, and if it's not there, then I can transition into the play. These are best taken advantage of on plays where they have funky setups like everybody on one side of the court, giving you the option to drive on the other side, and if that's not there, you can transition right into the play. And in your coaching settings, you can pick how much of the play's diagram you want displayed to you on the court, so it's easy to follow. Your default will be light, which will show the basics of the play. Full will show you everybody's assignments and movements, and light plus full, which is the combination of the two. If you want to have the computer call all of your plays, you first want to go into your game plan and then your coach settings, and then down to offensive play calling, and set this to auto. And then go on over to your coaching sliders and change the run play frequency to your liking. This goes by percent, so 100 will mean they're running a play for you every time you go up the court, and you lower the frequency the more you go to the left. So alright, sports gamers, do you agree with the list? And if not, what's a tip that people should know to help improve their game in NBA 2K25? Let me know in the comments down below. And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more NBA 2K25 content. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. Alright people, I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good, y'all.